Right, and we are now live. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Good to see everybody. How is everyone tonight? Welcome, YouTube. Welcome, Zoom. Hello, Truth Tribe. How's everybody tonight? Good to see you all. I'm gonna give everybody just a moment. We are in Arizona. We are having what we would call a haboob. Huge storm just went through, and it's still a little crazy here, but we're still functioning, so it's all good. So if you've never been through a haboob, they're pretty crazy, but luckily we weren't driving. So, all right, let's see what we got going on here. Let me give you guys just a minute. I'm gonna let everybody log in for about a minute. And I want you to kind of open your minds tonight to karma because it's such a misunderstood topic. And so I'm going to touch karma best I can tonight in the general form sense. You all know that you can always go on to my website and get a basic, chart and understanding of self-awareness astrology 101 if you need to know how to read your chart. But it's good to know our lives. And so we're going to try and tap into your karma tonight and see where it's coming from. So let's get started and we're going to go from there. All right. All right. All right. Here we go. All right. Everybody, welcome to tonight's Truth Tribe. I'm Dawn Thompson. Thank you all for being here. Truth Tribe, remember, is to illuminate self-awareness of your health, wealth, and of your love and everything in between. Remember that you are all perfect. There is nothing wrong with you. I love you. You do not need an astrology chart for Truth Tribe, but it helps for self-awareness during planetary updates. So if you need to learn the basics on how to read your chart, I have a very basic 101 tutorial and or just PDF in my website. So you can go to I Deserve It membership and go to ideserveitnow.com. You can grab it there. It's right on the home page or in the tools in the header. So tonight's topic, your karma is ready for completion, my friends. How exciting is that? Well, we always have karma. Don't get me wrong, but I want you to understand that karma is, for better description, completion. We're here to complete lessons. It is not about good karma, bad karma. Yes, we have energy that we put out, and if it's not good, we draw it back in. But I want to rephrase that. Excuse me. Failure is feedback. It is not identity. Okay? Mistakes are simply data points telling you to adjust your approach in life. So you have been training knowingly, a lot of you knowingly, trying to, right? Or not, to see your self-worth. And your self-worth is elevated by seeing all of your personalities in all categories of life. So you can pick any topic of life. I don't care what it is. Karma, past lives, this life, parents, trauma, money, self. I don't care what the topic is. Kids. Pick any topic of life and it is revealed in your birth chart. So you have to understand separating your self-worth, who you are, from your results in life. And sometimes failure, I don't personally like that word, but it's how most people feel, like they fail because that's what the world and culture has taught us. But separating your self-worth from results frees you to try again without fear because your self-worth is not indicative of your results that you put out, okay? And this happens when you see your self-worth is easily upgraded by seeing who your soul is aligned to be and discontinue being what others evaluated results are of you. They don't get to decide, you get to decide. And honestly, my friends, if I share a little personal, this topic is really big for me. This life has been very hard for me. And we look at it from the outside, people are like, "Oh, you've had such a great life and all this." But for me, it's kind of like I'm in this perpetual state of like a WTF. Like seriously, like here in my mind, in my vision, here's the clear as day truth, but most focus on failure or embarrassment of being found out and not the opportunity in that embarrassment or failure. And it shouldn't be embarrassment. I see the beauty and the opportunity in every challenge. Most people see themselves as broken, failing, unworthy, and usually it's well hidden, but it's internally broken in some slice of their life. Okay? Someone just mentioned imposter syndrome. Absolutely, which is total bullshit. You all know that. I believe that. And all I see personally, this is how I see life. All I see is your beauty, especially when I get the honor of reading your personal blueprint chart in a private session. All I see is this gorgeous soul with a kaleidoscope of bright colors and some rooms that have just have the shades closed. That's it. They are simply unaware that they can choose to be what feels calm inside instead of what is habit that they fear is defining them. So now do you understand why I keep reminding you guys call after call after call that you are spiritual warriors? This is why. It's time to pull out your sword because you are not here to cut other people, cut them out, cut them down. You are here to cut open your light to see your beautiful, magnificent, magical selves. Okay? And by doing that, you will find yourself attracting, when you open yourself up with your light, your inner light, new friends, new clients, experiences aligned with love and not your old fear-based experiences. I was like, well, that's all well and good, Dawn, right? What if you knew that this life is not linear? It's not a straight line. What if your light resides inside your spine? Okay, because that's how you see linear. Your kundalini of energy rising up from your base, a golden staircase of your powerful life. And it's your soul's journey around your nervous system. And it may not be linear, but it's circular, right? Your soul is inside you and it's around you. It's all over the place, vibrating in your oversoul, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, activating your many selves in many colors. There's many versions of yourself that you show up at different parts of your reality. And I'm asking you to travel in a circular staircase, just like a lighthouse, instead of a linear one. Instead of a linear one, it's very rigid. And it's inviting you to get to know all the versions of you. Get to know how you feel about your soul's truth. Because what if you weren't afraid of you? What if you open the door to your beauty instead of what's wrong with you? What if you could see two different timelines that we're on? We keep bringing this up, right? What timeline? We're jumping timelines. I think we jumped a timeline. We keep bringing this up, right? And they're very easy to differentiate these two different timelines, right? There are basically two people in life right now, okay? Just two. You can say there's more and they're all because I think we all have a different personality. We all showed up here for different reasons. You all have different gifts. You all have different talents. You all have different beauty. But there are two people you can choose to be right now: the fear and shame frequency or the love and courage frequency, right? Because that fear timeline holds fear and lack and anger and shame and guilt. Where does it come from? The nightly news, right? And the health fear and the clickbait social media, hurry or else, be prepared to die. It's like, right? Your shame for wanting more than the bullshit you see outside is falling into participation of it. That's the fear timeline. Okay. And we have to catch ourselves. Then you have this love timeline. Okay. And that love timeline supports humanity. It's connecting to others with love and emotion and the feeling in big community or with one person. It creates expanded energy, feeling supported. It ignites your inner love and connection, finding courage to see your soul and loving all your parts. So it's very easy to see those who are learning to love themselves and those who are living in fear. And one is not right or wrong, it's just a frequency of reality. And those who are digging into themselves and trying to understand the wholeness of themselves, you know what timeline they're on. Even if they're fumbling and they want to call it failing, they're not. So, what if you started looking at your inner beauty and not your fears? It's time. What's happening now? And I know that you all are feeling the energy bombarding you with high frequency. It is you're being encouraged to choose love, the love to love what you love. Best way I can say it. You're being encouraged to love what you love inside. And we're all broadcasting frequency like sonar. Everyone is. And so if you're in fear or lack, that's what you'll attract, right? But if you're in self-love, you'll meet love back. Or even inspire those angry people that are ready to lay down their swords and rise with you. They don't want to cut you down. They don't want to cut you. You have to use your free will to check yourself. Are you showing up from lack and trauma or from your powerful loving frequency? And your chart will show the difference. Your chart shows you which version you're showing up as. You're not here to replay ancestral trauma, but we do, okay? You're here to activate and amplify the gifts in your lineage. And your lineage is all around you. So ask yourself tonight, what soul wisdom, your ancestors' gifts, are you choosing to generate more of? And what old patterns that they gave you are you leaving behind? Because you're here to generate energy, my friends. You are not here to absorb energy. And doing so is bringing lighthouse energy out. That's transmutation. You transmute when you light up, all of you, being you, generations behind and before you to live lighter. Period. You are light. And when you're being that full authenticity, you transmute that. You transmute their darkness. You light it up. This is learning the difference between being who you are and not doing out of fear. So being over doing. And there's a whole difference. When you're being with someone, you're just being. When you're doing, they can feel it. So this speeding up of energy isn't just an out there thing, even though you're feeling it, because it's happening inside your cells too, and you're all feeling that in the pain, in the overwhelm, in the anxiety, in the emotions. Energy's energy. So you still feel it no matter whether it's out there, in here. It's just all of us upgrading. Call it technology, call it self-help, healing, frequency shifts, the Schumann resonance, solar flares, higher learning. Doesn't matter what you want to label it. It's all the same. It's basically a fire hose right now of knowledge that's blasting us right now. Okay? That's the short list. There's a lot of energy coming in. Okay? The galactic center, there's just so much energy coming in. We're tapping in now to the asteroids of the universe, the outer planets. I mean, we're tapping into all the frequencies and we're getting close to the point where we can't separate. So there's a lot. So the only way you can do any different for yourself and step into a higher timeline frequency is to go, what do I love for me? So instead of getting lost and absorbing all of it at once, it's up to you to learn how to be you instead of absorbing what is not you. But I'm watching people absorb what is not them and then asking, is this for me? Is that for me? No, you got to let people absorb what's for them. And what's for them probably is very likely not for you. This is about choosing a higher frequency life. And some call it jumping timelines, where those choosing love vibrate together and those stuck in fear live in that fear loop. You only see what you feel. It's the best way I can describe it. You will only see in your life, in your experience, in your environments, what you feel. So if you're feeling things, hello, aloha, Hawaii just popped in. Welcome, Hawaii. So I want you guys to understand it's not selfish to choose yourself. Please say that out loud yourself. It is not selfish to choose me. It's actually more loving because when you choose how you want to feel within each of your 12 soul frequencies, you shine brighter for everyone around you. You only see what you feel. So you choose love and your whole timeline shifts, your frequency shifts, your environments, your friendships, your alignments, your connections, your clients, your sales, your money, your career, your family, all of it shifts. Yes, some people will shift away because they want to stick in their fear loop. We cannot judge them for that. And you're going to shift within each of the 12 vibrations of your life expressions. Ask yourself, what do you want in each of these areas of your life? Okay? Not what do you want from the world, but who do you want to be in those energies? What is the highest version of you or frequency of you being in each of these categories? And we're like, that's a lot to deal with. Not really, because it's natural. It's you, it's alignment. And because your soul came to transmute darkness or shine light into areas that may have been or may have had darkness for a very long time. And this may be generational darkness, a lot of depression, a lot of, trauma, a lot of stuff that it's like you have to just go, I'm done. I'm ready to finish that karma. It's time. Okay, so this gets revealed by going against program learning from people in your history that taught you what they learned. They just taught you what they learned. It doesn't mean what they taught you is good or bad, it's just what they learned. Instead, you're awake to the now. By seeing who you really are, you have an option to choose that loving option for yourself. It will radiate. Here's your same message simplified, okay? You got to understand that. So, the first step to loving yourself is courage. The courage to ask, is this what I feel or what I want to feel in this part of my life? And you can go through your whole chart. Like I said, open the self-awareness, just PDF and follow the steps and look at your chart on each of your personalities. Is this what I want to feel in this part of my life? Not what do I want to have or what do I want to do? Because people are very big into gotta do this, gotta do this. You're doing social media wrong. You're doing your sales wrong. You're doing your relationships wrong. It's all wrong. It's like, wow, right? But how do you want to feel? And I'm sharing this with you because we are moving into a feeling timeline. Why? Love is a feeling. It's not a thing. It's not something you get or give or do. It's how you feel. You vibrate there. So ask yourself, does this feel loving? Does this conversation feel empowering? How do I feel in this environment? You're learning to sense vibrations now by feeling it, not by treating it like another task. Like, check, gotta do that. I did it. I did it. But you're not engaged in even if you wanted to do it or if it felt good for you. It's about actively being how you want to feel and noticing how others feel without trying to fix or control behavior. And this is tripping a lot of people because that's all we've done for so long. We've analyzed and interpreted if people are good or bad. That's not how you complete your karma. So what does this look like? Courage in your communication, courage in your money, courage in your value, courage in your worth, courage to express your desire and not feel guilty for it, and in your career choices, and most of all, courage to face the programmed realities that are in your chart where karmic completion is calling you forward. It's saying, please complete this lesson. We come in with these karmic lessons saying, just learn this, grow here, and then we avoid them. So tonight If you have your chart, you don't need your chart, but if you do, if not, you can get the free chart immediately on my website, ideserveitnow.com. Just go to free astro and you can see your houses. You'll need the course or the PDF minimal to help you read it. But tonight I want you to check these three houses in your chart for karma. Okay? House 4, House 8, and House 12. Why? Remember, again, you can grab your chart on my website, ideserveitnow.com, if you need it. But here's your quick hit karmic truth bomb. Okay, I'm going to give you a truth bomb on these three houses for the big three shadow houses. Why? Because they're houses that I think we undervalue, but we don't realize that this is the karma you came to complete. Why house 4? It's the family karma. It's the basement of this light house, of your house, okay? It's your ancestral basement, okay? So it holds generational patterns that you were born into. So think emotional hand-me-downs from mom, dad, and grandma's grandma. You have to think like that. It wasn't them trying to do anything wrong. They taught you what they were taught, period. Right? And so this is the ancestral basement in this fourth house. What is the upgrade that you can learn? Going, there are things I learned there that I grew up in or how I understood life to be. I was programmed with what they were taught. Your upgrade in this house is to stop living in their script and write your own story of safety and belonging. Now, if you don't know your chart, look at your mom and dad and see the behaviors you're repeating and write a new script. Your karma upgrade begins right here. That's the base of a chart. Fourth house is right at the base, the basement. So your karmic upgrade begins here and moves into your web of light. So start there and understand what are the weak spots of growing up in this fourth house of security for me. And what new message or script do I want to write for safety and belonging of how I want it to be. Then we move up the wheel up into the eighth house. Okay. The eighth house of your chart, and if you don't know it, you'll still know where this is in your life. Transformation and power karma. It's the second floor of your house. We'll call it maybe the third or fourth floor up, right? It's moving up. This is the Phoenix room of your chart. It's where past life debts sit. What you got to go finish that. You got to pay it off. You got to complete it. You got to put energy in. Control struggles sit here and trust issues brew in this eighth house. Okay. So we don't trust ourselves there. What is the upgrade that you can do? Where do you have a hard time letting go of things and letting go of change, letting things die and regenerating and rebirthing, phoenixing yourself into a new you? So the upgrade in this part of your life is to burn the old contracts with people you just don't work with, or it keeps ruminating in your head, or the memories or the thoughts. Transmute fear into power, right? Bring the things that you fear, put love into yourself and try to do it. Learn that intimacy, this is the intimacy, sex house, the secrets house. Learn that intimacy doesn't mean losing yourself, right? I fear what I feel. I fear letting go. I fear the illusion of death. You're not going to die. You're letting go a part of yourself that wasn't yours to begin with. Go. This is your gatekeeper to closure, my friends. Then from this eighth house, we move all the way around the chart into the 12th house. Okay, and this 12th house of every birth chart, and you're going to know this even if you don't have your birth chart, is the past lives and undoing your karma. The attic, the top of your chart, the top of your house, the cosmic detox spa or jail. I see a lot of people putting a lot of parts of this house in jail as opposed to detoxing, going in there and taking time and detoxing themselves like you're at the spa, slowing down. It stores your subconscious sabotage, the stuff we don't want to address. This is the stuff we got from parents that's deep down and we don't want to see. The generations. So it stores that subconscious sabotaging loops, past life residue, and our hidden fears as well. So this energy in the 12th house, it feels like you can't escape it. So most try escapism, right? They try to avoid it or they hide in that energy. You can't run away. But the way you upgrade this 12th house, shine light on what's hiding, where you hide. Release your victimhood, your secret fears. Align with your spiritual mastery. Tap into spirit and ask for guidance how to master this. Okay, this is another house where things that you fear, things that are in pain, things, mental health, depressions, things that scare you. Use the emotional negativity release tool that I offered you guys. It's in your Truth Tribe community walls. All you got to do is PM me, DM me, ping me. I'll send it to you. Don't clear yourself of saying, oh, I don't have it. I don't want to deal with it. That's the avoidance escapism. Okay. 4, 12, and 8 are your karmic houses, my friends. You won't get out of it. But when you put energy in and you put love in and you put light in and you transmute it, you literally activate your entire DNA frequency, the golden staircase, and you move up and you shine because all the other houses start to radiate light as well. Right? Those will be programs of beliefs that you came to transmute in those 3 houses. Guaranteed. Your soul knows your power is inside of you. So anything that you label or have been labeling, I should say, as failure is feedback to reclaim your feeling back to yourself. So when you catch yourself feeling like you failed, is it someone else's description of failure or is it just giving you insight? Is it giving you tips? Is it giving you information to say, just change your compass, turn direction, try a little bit of something else. Investigate, like Dawn says, and see what sign is mastering that house. And it doesn't mean you change other people, ever. It means you choose to love, you choose what love means to you in that house. Okay? So simply looking at the house sign, the sign that is ruling it, and any planets that are impacting that house, choose to raise the vibration. Choose to see the higher way to dive into that energy with loving actions to higher frequency of that sign in those 3 houses. And again, that's what Self-Awareness 101, Astrology 101 teaches you, what the sign is representing each of those houses. And the easiest way is to just find the sign of that house, Google the sign and the planets that impact that category of your life, or one of the AI chats. The new soul masters that I'm launching in the next 3 or 4 months, 2 or 3 months. You guys will find out when it's launched, and there's a waiting list, and it's going to be a small group that we start. But I've created an AI chatbot that will help you decipher this fast within seconds with the right prompts and the right coding. All right. But if you want to just start with the basics, which I encourage you to do, you can review it in that Self-Awareness Astrology 101. It'll help you determine what houses are associated with the signs and start simple, my friends. I personally rarely check the planets. I know my chart by heart, right? But I still don't even worry about the planets. I just look at what sign is ruling that house, and am I playing low in that sign's personality or am I playing high? And if I'm starting to catch myself drain or play old karmic family, generational, fear tactics, energy, stuff I brought in, I know I'm the one that's not completing the karma. So I just look at the signs and the energy that I have come here to learn. It's so much easier than thinking something's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you. You came to complete the karma, and it's going to follow you until you start to see it. So that's the thing I want you all to look at tonight is if you know nothing about your chart, okay? All you have to understand is karma is completion. And so whatever challenges are in your life, they're going to sit in house 4, 8, or 12, or they're just going to be a repeating pattern. That you're literally here to say, okay, it's a pattern. I'm going to start finding ways to chip away and grow into the pattern and not be in a fear state and fear timeline. Two people, two timelines. Love means you're pushing into all those insecurities and completing your karma. Okay. Now, let's move into the planetary update. We are moving into eclipse season, okay? And so Friday, a couple days ago, was that new moon I shared with all of you last week in Virgo. It was at 0 degrees, okay? And as a reminder, it was like this new beginnings. New moons are new beginnings. It was the cosmic launch pad. So it was a blank canvas for your potential. What do I want? What do I want to start raising myself up to? So it's the first of the two moons in these eclipse cycle of Virgo. And Virgo, remember, it was inviting you to get grounded. I've been grounding a ton lately. Every day I'm out for 15 to an hour, 15 minutes to an hour. The hour is more like 15 now, 20 then, 15 more. And I go out and stand in my grass, stand in the dirt, stand in the rocks. I don't care where you stand, but get grounded. It also invited you to do practical things, simple little things to improve your frequency. Rest routines, anything that helped you raise your vibration. So important to set intentions right now because Virgo rules health, but it also rules how we function in the world, how we show up, how we serve, what we do. So if you're a doormat, it's time to start not doing that anymore and serve yourself that same amount of attention, right? So health, wellness, how we serve and how we serve ourselves. So it was about you planting the new seeds you want to grow. Okay, I also want to highlight it's not just on a body routine, but it was also asking you to address an emotional daily evaluation routine. Again, go use that negative emotion release tool that I gave you, but set some tiny little routine daily for body, mind, spirit, body, mind, soul routines if you haven't. Why? Because we're in this eclipse season. So now in 2 weeks, I'm not going to be here. I'll catch you guys up at the end of what's going to happen. But in 2 weeks, we're going to have our first lunar eclipse, and now it's going to be opposing this new moon in Virgo, and the lunar eclipse is going to be down here, full moon, lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 7th. Okay? This total lunar eclipse, if you know your chart, lands at 15 degrees of Pisces. So look for the house of Pisces in your chart and see where this theme is present. It's going to be a total full moon closure, new beginnings up in my career house. And I'm launching all these new things. I just hired a new, assistant. I have so many things going on. And I thought, oh, isn't that funny, right? It brings a deep release, emotional healing. Pisces is all about emotion and feeling and seeing where we're sacrificing, self-sacrificing. So it's encouraging you to surrender and trust intuition because that's what the Pisces energy is. Pisces is all about trusting your intuition, what you feel. It wants you to learn to feel. So the Pisces eclipse is about letting go of what no longer fits, dissolving illusions in your head, and clearing space for clarity. Because Pisces is the fish, right? So it can get wishy-washy. So it's asking you to end any victim mindset and get very creative for an opportunity mindset of clarity. So that's coming in 2 weeks, and you're going to fill the buildup. Okay. Then in a full month, this moon is going to go all the way back around. And there's our second eclipse. And there's going to be another new moon in Virgo on September 21st. Okay. So we're having two moons in Virgo in a month's time. Okay. Now this eclipse occurs we had a new moon in Virgo at 0, and now we're going to go all the way around, and we're going to have a full moon that was at 0 degrees. We're going to have a full moon at 29 degrees at the last degree of Virgo. So beginning cleaning out the closet, ending cleaning out the closet to close out any last health work, detox needed for closure, saying bye-bye. Okay, it's a cosmic reset button for your health habits, your daily habits, your routines, and your self-worth. How much is my time, my routines, my habits? What is my time worth? Virgo energy is going to highlight the daily details of how do I spend my days? Am I wasting time on unnecessary energy that is fear-based, or am I putting it into loving karmic timelines? So it's going to ask you, how do you nourish your body? How do you care for yourself? How do you manage your daily routine? Are you overdoing it? It's going to ask you that. Okay. There's a new moon. It's a new moon in Virgo on 9/21. There was a new moon in Virgo on Friday at 0 degrees Virgo, full moon in Pisces on the 7th. Okay, that's at 15 degrees Pisces. And then we go back to another new moon in Virgo at the last degree of Virgo at 29 degrees. Okay, so the eclipse in Virgo, this is going to be a solar eclipse, right? And the eclipse reveals where your perfectionism, your overcriticism, even about your health, about your body, neglect, where you haven't been taking care of yourself or been sabotaging your well-being in any way, mentally, physically, or spiritually. It's going to invite a new beginning rooted in self-care and compassion, which is why I brought up your compassion has to come from putting love into clearing and completing your karma. We don't stop anything, we just become more of something. And this is a really big deal, my friend. This September eclipse season is basically the story of the entire month is release and reset, right? You're clearing that out. You're investigating where you need to not bring in that ancestral weight, and you're going to step into their gifts and reset into that. So this Pisces blood moon on the 7th asks you to surrender emotional baggage and the illusions and the delusions, okay? And the Virgo solar eclipse on the 21st is going to ground in and help us restructure our daily life, your routine, your self-care, and how they match your true worth. That's what's coming, okay? So your self-renewal tip, anchor into just one small, non-negotiable daily ritual that honors both your body and your mind and your spirit daily. Doesn't have to be big, right? 5 minutes of breath work. Mindful tea time. That's my thing, right? I take time I catch myself going way too many hours throughout the day. And then all of a sudden it's like 4 o'clock and I haven't eaten. I haven't done anything. I've sat at this computer, right? And so I have forced myself in the afternoon around 2 or 3 just to make some tea and finish that cup. A gratitude pause before bed, before you even get in bed. Give yourself gratitude. Morning wake up call. Give yourself some clarity and some commands to your guides and your spirit guides and your angels. This is the command I want to live. This is who I am. This is who I want to be. Guide me. Show me immediately and instantaneously how to stand in that frequency. Watch what happens, because the consistency under Virgo energy, because Virgos are so persistent, they're so diligent. And Virgo energy builds lasting self-worth, lasting habits that are small that become big. Okay, so this month is really going to dive into where you're avoiding stuff and ask you to just shift it a little bit. Okay? All right, everybody tap in here real quick. Okay? Tap into the thymus, the nervous system, your immune center. Tap in the frequency, repeat out loud after me. I am courage. We're stimulating, when you say I am courage, you're stimulating your vagus nerve, okay? And you make that vibration. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. Tap here. I know courage. I know love. And I know truth. All day long if you need to, my friends. All right, so I'm going to open up to Q&A. As you know, Q&A is open to any question, any topic that's coming up for you right now. There's a ton of overload. I don't care what the topic is. Like I said, there is not a single topic you can bring up that is not in your birth chart or that is not a solution based from the topic that I brought up at the beginning. Okay, and at the beginning, what I shared is that failure is not feedback. It's not your identity. It's just giving you feedback of what to shift. It's a data point. Okay, so whatever it is that's coming up in your life, let's just look at the data, look at the pattern, and we can shift it. So I'm opening up Q&A to any of the karma that you see coming up. I'd like you to share it. Do you see it in the family, in the house, in your family karma, the basement? Do you see it in your emotional trauma and karma where you're hiding and you don't want to deal with these emotional connections or letting go? Do you see it in your 12th house where it's past life stuff, where you're self-sacrificing or you're not going to the spiritual, spa detox, you're going into the spiritual jail and you're avoiding letting yourself out of jail for free. Okay, so someone says, so if I don't feel paying taxes is loving, can I skip this? Absolutely. I am absolutely 100% sure there is some way out there to not do it. I just don't know what it is. And I know if energetically we found a way where you could put it out there and someone would show up with a solution idea or suggestion, or you would find it. If anyone could find it, you would. I know there are ways to hide it, so we'll see. All right, so someone says, isn't the fourth house ruling or does it represent mom? Okay. It absolutely rules mother. It has a vibration of mother, right? Yes, because more so the fourth house rules home, nurturing, security, and childhood, which is why it holds your family karma. So how your childhood was based. So yes, your mother is a very big representation there. It's also how you experienced mother and family energy, what nurturing looked like to you. And the type of home that she taught you to see, the type of family nurturing experience, so that you can update your view of your own mothering yourself, and how your home and security will feel like. Not that she did a bad job, because she didn't. She did what she was taught. It's important to see your also when you're looking at fourth home, I know we're talking about four, but if you're talking about mom, it's important that you see your moon sign to see how mom affects your emotions, and your energy can drop or elevate regarding your moon sign. So it may not sit in that fourth house. So take a look at that as well if you're looking at how to interpret mom. But yes, mother energy, how you interpreted mom, and is that home security? Are you secure in how you grew up in your childhood family energetically? And this is your home too, my friends. So it's not just the house, it's also the home that you live in here. Do you feel at home? And are you nurturing the way you were nurtured? Or do you want to nurture differently? Because you need differently. Remember, we're all different. That's why I have a hard time when people are like, I teach mother and father energy that you downloaded so we can see the ancestral downloads. But you can see that in your iPod in the Elevate course. But that's just what they learned. And you picked them for a reason so you could elevate out of it and learn your own birth chart, your own personality, your own frequency. Okay. Someone says, I have noticed many family members are falling apart and very emotional without a true direction on how to move forward. There is blame and anger from everyone over stupid stuff. I'm so glad to be in a peaceful, oh, I love this, in a peaceful space and separated from getting wrapped up in the toxic drama. Oh, this is so good. I see generational walls are falling apart for a rewrite opportunity. This is exactly what I was trying to share with all of you in that fourth house. And she's not judging them. It's just how she grew up and said, I think I'd like to upgrade my frequency, please. She came in with that karma. She came in to learn how to see it. And then she came in to say, hey, I think I'm going to make a different security base for myself. I think I'm going to raise my home in my heart and my body and my actual building that I live in, and raise the frequency with love without cutting people, cutting them down and cutting them off, but seeing that it's breaking, it's showing up, and she can see it more clearly now. I've been upgrading like crazy, sharing love with all of my family, and that's all you can do. You love them where they are, and that's all you can do, and you've got to let them work through it so they can get where you are. You are being a lighthouse. That is the actual example of being a lighthouse and seeing where the karmic debris sits for them and not for you. It's beautiful. It's beautiful because that's how we shift. We don't judge mom, we don't judge family, we don't judge siblings. We understand that we came here to learn that frequency for ourselves. It's so great. Okay, is 12 what we brought from past lives or our own? Oh, from past lives of our own, or is it only our ancestors past? Okay. So this is what I try to like combine so much in these calls. This would be a straight line energy visual example that she's sharing, okay? Um, when you think of energy from our ancestors, you think of straight line, person, 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 person on a line, right? And so I'm so grateful you brought this up because instead, I want you to see it as like a conglomerate of every lifetime you and your family's generations held. So it's more right that you chose this time to trip the wire and upgrade the soul frequency, right, of every lifetime that surrounds you in your web of energy, as well as in the web of your chart. So your chart is basically a web of energy, but it doesn't stop there at the circle. So you are basically this round web of energy that just keeps going and going. And so it could be up there, it could be back here, it could be someone back there. It's just basically which energy you came in to clear. As she said, in family, 12th house just said where you probably were just in your most recent past life of experiencing all of it and said, you know, I'm going to clear the entire web. So it's how you choose to live that affects the whole. So how you come in and see the web, and all these generations are pretty much patterns of the same, and how you choose to live in this lifetime affects the whole. And then every soul connected to it, you change the contract. Every contract that you have experienced in the past, you change the past, you change the present, and you change the future. So, yes, some of you have some very big shoes to fill and break patterns that you may be avoiding in that 12th house, 8th house, or 4th house until you see it that it's all you. And all you have to do is make a light switch flip, and instantaneously everything gets transmuted and you start seeing who you want to be instead of who you're not anymore. And as she said, her family is falling apart. There are going to be some who may not stay in connection. They may not say, I'm not your family anymore, but they just don't need, she won't be able to see them as easily because they're in that fear loop and she's in a love vibration. And there are some that are going to say, can I come that direction? Those are the boats that are going to follow her into shore. This is how it works, and it's brilliant and beautiful, and it's not an easy concept because we look at everything so 3D, but we're too close now, my friends. That's the energy. I told you, fire hose, it's coming down on you. We're too close to everything. We've separated the veil so you can feel everything now. You can feel things that don't vibrate for you or not, but you also can look at your chart and say, you have some karmic contracts that you came, every ex relationship, lover you've had, all the family members you have, all the friendships you have are all contracts that your soul came to engage in and learn from and keep or move away from the pain loop, the fear loop, the trauma loop. Love them where they're at, and you jump onto your timeline of your love timeline. And which means you're not going to be as easily found if they're not willing to put their swords down and find a new way. You cannot fix people anymore. You can only raise your light. And that's the shift that's happening across the planet. And it is big, intense, overwhelming. My body's been going through so much nervous system flare ups, and then it calms down, and then I'm like, I'm fine. And then my back flares up. Then I was having these neck issues, and then I went and grounded, and I did some stretching, and then I've done some fascia work. I mean, I've been doing everything, and then I calm down, and then I feel the flare up, and then it calms down. And so I'm really just kind of riding it. I'm going with the flow. I'm doing my emotional releases. So people ask, what are you doing, Dawn? Exactly what I'm sharing with you. And then I go look at my three houses and I'm like, am I implementing those? Yes, I am. Am I raising the frequency in those areas? Yes, I am. And it's not always easy. Am I looking at those categories of my life? Fourth house, home, eighth house, death, rebirth, intimacy, emotions, finances, change? Am I looking at my 12th house of intuition, past lives, spirituality, self-imprisonment, institutions, mental health, thinking, self-undoing, people-pleasing, self-sacrificing? Am I living my highest frequency in each of those? And I am now, but I had to look at them. And I had to say, oh my gosh, I used to be the biggest freaking doormat. I used to be the biggest people pleaser, my friends. I used to be the biggest control freak and thought I could fix it for everyone and then come back and fix me. And the only person that was affected was me. Everyone else was like, this is gravy train time. It didn't work. All right, someone also says my mom and one sister are bridging their gap back together, but my little sister is spinning in her boat in her own storm. I'm offering love to each member. It has been refreshing to be in my protected lighthouse. It's so beautiful. Jamie, thank you so much because this is the perfect example. It is very hard to watch because you love them. You love your family members, even when they're being assholes, right? We have an option of asshole or awesome, fear or love. It's just that simple. And we don't judge them for that. It's painful, but they need to grow on their own. Absolutely. All right. Is there anyone else on the call that you have any specific questions? If you just raise your hand, um, I'm happy to I'm happy to bring you even on if you just have a verbal question and I'll just unmute you and we can chat that way. I'm any topic, please don't hold back because you have me. And when you have me, like I said, there is no topic that we can't break through on the karma. But right now, that's what Virgo is all about healing and how we are taking care of this vessel. And it's not going to let you out of it because this eclipse season is very intense. So I'm kind of prepping you all for what's coming. Okay? All right. All right. So again, I want to remind you guys at the end of this call. Oh, Jamie? Yes. Jamie, you want to come up? All right. I'm going to bring you up. Jamie?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hi, how are
Hey,
you?
I'm good. How are you, love?
Great. Welcome.
Good, good. Thank
Everybody,
you.
welcome. It's Jamie from Hawaii. Nice to
Yeah.
hear from you. Talk to us. What can we
So
help you?
I have a question. I'm enjoying my space that I'm in. I've been growing a lot in the last couple of months, but when it comes to family members that have a ton of medical issues and are like they think that I'm like just lost my mind with things that I'm trying to help them with, how do I get through, you know?
You're not, what is your fourth house?
My fourth house is Scorpio, I think.
Hmm. Um, you're not, you're probably not going to like my answer. And you just said, how do I help? You don't.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
I've been trying just to give tools and share and just like kind
Yeah,
of give them a little heads up
I
so
want you to
they.
repeat this after me. Ready?
Okay.
This is what I would do. I believe in you. And then you
Okay.
stop.
Okay. This is what I would do. That's great.
Not this
Okay.
is what you should do because you do know it could help, but let me be very clear on this. This is a really good question she's bringing up, my friends. No poison can heal a person that's vibrating in love. And no positivity, no words, no tools, no whatever, can heal a person that's vibrating in fear and guilt and shame. So no
Right.
matter what word or tool or whatever you give, it won't matter. So your love and vibration is this is what I would do. I believe in you, allows them to then choose to step
Yeah.
into the
And
frequency.
and
Hmm.
I love that, Dawn, because it is so simple and so powerful at the same time.
I know, and it's actually quite harder than you think because it was very hard for me, but I get where you're coming from because your heart is in the right place, but
Yeah.
you're literally trying to heal Scorpio, which rules secrets and darkness and problems and challenges, and you're trying to heal karma that can't get healed by you. You just have to heal it for you, and you've done that.
Right.
And that's where
Okay.
you're getting tripped, right? And so, again, loving people and telling them what you would do and allowing them to choose is different than telling them what to do. And now you've pushed yourself back into fear because you're afraid if they don't do it, then something's going to go wrong, right? Or you don't get to choose that. But if you're in love and allowing them, it means you love them no matter what.
Right. Right. Okay. Thank you, Dawn.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. Anybody else? All right. All right, my friends. It's a big talk. Okay. Um, Emily's going to share something with this, and I'm going to share this with you. So I relate to my physical flare-ups in the past couple of months. Just when I decided to back off of social media and feeling responsible for for healing my family. It's like my body is punishing me for abandoning my family. I am also Scorpio in the fourth house. Okay. So your body is not abandoning you. This is a beautiful question she just shared. Your body is not abandoning you, Amelia. Emily, this is how do I share this with you? The best way I'm gonna give you a quick solution, okay? Your body is reacting to a nervous system it knows and the soul what it wants. So your alignment and authenticity is to be healthy. But your nervous system says if I don't fix them, if I don't help them, then I'm not okay. And so you have to sit and do the negative. If you go onto the Truth Tribe or the IDI community walls, you're going to slide down a couple, I don't know, probably about a month ago. We have a negative emotion release. If not, I'll drop it into a DM for you. And I want you to start running this negative emotion release tool and asking yourself, it's emotions that are coming up that are causing these physical flare-ups more so than the actual body. And the nervous system says, if I don't, I'm not okay. And so your body said, if I don't do that, because at home I had to adapt to address the darkness. Scorpio is secret psychology. I gotta work through all this with them so I'm okay. And because you pulled away from that, and the nervous system's like, wait a minute, we're not okay. Can we? So it flared you up to see if you would make yourself okay instead of them okay. So you are not being punished. It would feel like that, but you're absolutely not being punished. This is the symptom, right? This is the some of the tips that your body's saying you got to do for you what you've been doing for them. And it's a really hard transition, my friends. That is why these fourth, eighth houses are getting lit up for people going, are you going to complete this karma? So you are not responsible for healing your family, and your body is not punishing you. What it's actually trying to do is called transmutation. Until your soul is aligning and saying, I know what I want to do. Okay. I know how to feel. But the nervous system is saying, but wait, don't you remember that's the only way to feel good is to fix other people? And so your soul will win as long as you keep aligning and put energy back into you. Okay. You have to just step into that. I would highly recommend running the negative emotional release tool. I'll send it to you. Um, find me in Instagram and or Facebook, whichever one you want, or in the one of the walls. I deserve it community. Are you in the I Deserve It community? I'll send it to you there. Um, or you'll see it on the wall. I'll find you, but find me if not, and I'll just drop it into there. I want you to save it on your phone and run it all day long. Okay. Very simple tool. But this is a lot of emotional detoxing for you, friends. So let me get to the end here so I don't run over on all of you. These are amazing questions, you guys. You're doing amazing seeing what's going on. It's not you, it's your body trying to pull you into the light. I want to remind you guys to share, like, and invite a friend next week or in the next couple of weeks. Why am I bringing that up? Remember, all this information again um, will be into the will be Libra. Don't worry about it, Jamie. Libra is the same thing, balance. So next week, let me update you guys. Next week is uh, Labor Day. Okay. There will be no Truth Tribe on next Monday. So you will all get a cancellation reminder so you're not like, oh my God, I got to show up. Okay. Then the following 2 weeks, I'm going to be on holiday, which I haven't had in so long. And so you're going to get also text reminders of mini short, like 10 to 15-minute updates. I gave you the planetary update tonight, and I'll give you one more on the 15th, prepping you for the 21st. But they're just mini videos. There will be a link there. You'll get it in a text, and it'll remind you that we aren't having a call, but you can click on the text. It'll take you right to the video, and you can just watch a little mini for Monday and go, okay, I'm good. And a little bit more chart stuff for you to look at while I'm gone. But I am going on holiday, so I want you to all give me everybody a round of applause right now for Dawn because she is a workaholic and her husband is amazing and he helped her get on this trip and said we're gonna go for 2 weeks instead of one. So it's good. So again, remember if you need your chart, you need help, you want to start learning a little bit more about yourself, you want to go all in, it's $27 a month. Just get the VIP, all access everything, my friends, and start with self-awareness astrology and move up through the steps in the portal. You will thank me once you start learning who you are. If you listen to this again after the live session, remember all the links are in the YouTube and Spotify are in the notes below. As always, find me with questions. Don't forget to DM me, Emily. I'll look for it in one of the social media portals or on the walls. See you all soon. I'll see you when I get back. Thank you for joining me tonight. I love you all. Brightest blessings. You guys have an amazing week. Take care.